I want you two incompetents down to the Nectarola building now! There's been a murder, and the chairman, Madam Quinby, requested you special, Roachy. Just like old times, eh? Now don't screw this up!
So, you and Quinby have a history I should know about, Roachy? I didn't picture you in with such a high-class crowd.
Oh, yeah. People always told me I smell royally. Well, maybe it's because about 30 years back, I was the primary on the old royal egg case. Some egg-napping insects ran off with Quinby's rightful heir. We never found out who did it. I tell you, kid, something was rotten about that case, and I don't mean the egg, but I could never prove it. Either way, Madam Quinby was left without a successor. She's been in power way longer than normal because of it.
She's so sweet in all the commercials. What's she like in real life?
Tough. So we gotta be tougher, kid. She can be very charming and persuasive, so you gotta hold your ground. Just follow my lead. Okay, now leave this to me, kid. All right, can we get everyone to move over to this side of the room?
Ah, Detective Carruthers, the years have treated you well. Could we perhaps have everyone over here instead? We were in the middle of a rather important rehearsal when the tragedy occurred.
Sure, Madam Quinby. That would be fine, just fine. Ain't she just the bee's knees, kid?
Oh, please call me honey. And who is your charming friend?
Who? Oh, this is my partner, Detective Chrys Liszt.
Nice to...
So, what seems to be the problem, your honeyness?
Oh, it was just awful. We were rehearsing for the big launch of my new Nectarola flavor, Manchurian Cherry. I was on break. My loyal advisor, Busby, was standing in for me. I hate those hot lights. We were just about to resume when a cable snapped and he was crushed like a... well, you know. I saw a shadowy figure run from the rafters. My word. You know, I think the killer was after me. But it all happened so fast. I still can't believe it. Oh, Busby.
Well, this was clearly a tragedy for you and the Nectarola Company. I can see you truly cared for your assistant, as you do all living creatures, and the fair city of Troy.
Madam Quinby, would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Well, of course, my dear. Of course.
It's a photo of me as a kid with someone I don't recognize. I wish I could remember him. And that symbol.
If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, kid. I don't know anything about the guy in this photo. Believe me, if I knew, I would tell you.
Roachy, you just gonna stand there and gawk at Quinby?
I'm not gawking, all right? Just, you know, something about her that's mesmerizing. I'm sizing her up. So far, I'd say she looks like a size 12 in the young miss department. But hey, I've never been that good at this. She is a knockout, though, ain't she? Sorry, Big Mike. What? No, nobody else got knocked out.
Big help. I thought you said Quinby was over the hill 30 years back. How old is she?
We never did find out her age, but her ma got pretty scary looking in her later years, so Honey can't be that old. I remember when I was a kid, Quinby staged a hostile takeover of Nectarola from her own mother. Can't have a company spokesperson that looks like death, I guess.
Sounds like Nectarola chairmen don't usually stay in power long.
I think this is a first. No other Quinby has controlled the pollen trade for such a long time. Yeah, it was a real tragedy when a royal egg was taken. A royal usually comes only once in a generation. That's why Quinby's bravely hanging on here. No heir. Honestly, I have no idea, at her age, how she keeps popping out new drone workers for the buzz biz. But you know, she looks pretty good for a woman with that many kids.
How do you want to proceed on this?
Well, I'm on the comm link with Big Mite, you know? Getting the rundown from the officers first on the scene. It could take a while. Gotta have it all in the report. Look, you know the drill. Jigga's gonna expect us to find at least 4 pieces of evidence before we leave the scene. You haven't found any yet, so keep snooping. I'll make sure nothing happens to Quinby in the meantime.
I wonder what captains of industry have met here, what history-changing decisions were made here, what life-altering beverage flavors were dreamed up here. This photo may help hold the key to my past. I probably shouldn't leave it lying around. Looks like Quinby's got a helipad.
Yeah, this is quite a pad, ain't it?
No, I meant a place for her helicopter, down on the roof. Hard to see what a dirty town it is when you look down your nose at it from up here. Wow, from way up here, everyone on the sidewalk looks like a bunch of insects. Wait a minute. Better double-check the tape in this, but Big Mite said the cameras weren't rolling since it was rehearsal.
You carry an old photo of somebody who appears demented? How quaint of you.
Did Busby have any enemies?
Well, I can't believe he did. He was honest, brave, thoughtful, kindly. Have I left anything out? I don't know why anyone would want to hurt him.
Did anyone know he was going to be standing in for you?
No, at least not at that particular moment. I have taken quite a few breaks. Rehearsing for public appearances is always so exhausting. But it was pure happenstance that Busby was standing in for me at that particular moment. Oh, cruel fate. Well, cruel to Busby. Lucky for me.
Do you have any enemies?
What a ridiculous thought. Can you imagine? It couldn't be one of Nectarola's competitors, since there are no competitors. I crushed all of the other soft drink companies ages ago. And it certainly couldn't be a disgruntled ex-employee. All of my ex-employees are thoroughly gruntled before they leave the premises. I insist on it. So I can't imagine who would want to harm me.
What about current employees? Anyone who might benefit from a vacancy at the top?
Absolutely not. I never promote from within the company. It might encourage exactly the kind of conniving and murder you're suggesting.
What about family members?
I don't know your family. Oh, you mean my family? I have none to speak of.
So you're sure there's nobody from your past that might be holding a grudge?
Well, naturally there are various suitors that I've rejected over the years, but it's been a long time since all that, and I can't think of any who would be moved now to do me harm.
There's gotta be a motive here. Nobody tries to commit murder without a motive. Is there anyone who might want to stop the introduction of your new flavor?
I suppose the people from the National Candidates Association were a little disappointed. We did choose to go with Manchurian Cherry instead of Manchurian Candidates, but I don't see how killing me would help their cause.
Manchurian Cherry, huh?
Yes, our new slogan is, "It's an explosion of cherry flavor." I do hope you'll try some, Detective. I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. If you think of anything, please give Rochi or me a call at the precinct.
I certainly will. I'd like this mess cleared up as soon as possible. And speaking of which, who's responsible for carting this body away?
The coroner will be by shortly, I'm sure.
Oh, thank goodness. He's right in my spotlight.
I'll be back to ask more questions later.
Very well, but let's make this quick. We have a product introduction to rehearse.
The labels read friendly acquisitions, hostile takeovers, crazy PR stunts, additives, preservatives, and Nectarola recombinant DNA and genetics laboratory. I guess they're diversifying. Nectarola. Thanks to our new proprietary additives and the repositioning of our products as carbonated lifestyle enhancers, we've quadrupled market share, resulting in the most profitable year in the company's history. And we're more than confident that our newest flavor will be an unprecedented success. There's just no resisting Nectarola. Looks like she's working on another memo. This one to the Pollen Fields facility about the upcoming harvest. It has, "Don't forget to call me honey," engraved on it. Funny how much she has to remind people. Quimby's executive chair is a little frightening. It looks like it was designed more for intimidating the minions than for ergonomics. It's full of graphs, algorithms, and black magic, outlining how to make the new soda flavor a huge success, yet somehow not cannibalize sales from the other product, even though original Nectarola has a 98% market share. I think they call it a marketing plan. The top item is a proposal for capturing the remaining 2% market share from their last remaining competitor, water.
an explosion of cherry flavor.
That's original. What did you see?
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
There was an explosion? Where?
In every can of new Nectarola Manchurian cherry.
I see.
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
Yes, so I've heard. I guess your programming is rather limited. Can you move aside so I can get by?
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
How'd I know you'd say that? Who controls you?
It's an explosion.
Spare me.
What a horrible resume shot! Send me something more recent.
What can you tell me about the accident?
It was hideous. Hideous! Busby was standing in for Quinby, just like she told you. She was on her executive's chair. Busby was reading from the script, and suddenly, the bebop just fell.
Did you see the person on the catwalks that Quinby claimed to have seen?
I'm afraid not. I was slightly distracted by the dying assistant crushed underneath the bebot.
Fair enough. I may need to ask you more questions.
I'll be here. The show must go on.
Can you command that bebot who keeps saying, "It's an explosion of cherry flavor"?
Yes, that's one of the chorus line bebots. I can give him orders, but that's up to Quinby, not me.
Certainly, Detective.
All right, then. I can have the bebot move to the right, the left, do a shuffle off to Buffalo, or take a bow. What do you want to see?
Tell it to do a shuffle off to Buffalo.
I prefer not to use up that much battery power simply for your entertainment pleasure.
Never mind. I'll try this later.
As you wish.
This sandbag was used to help counterweight the bebot. I should take a look at this. This rope was cut partway through, which means that somebody deliberately planned to have that bebot fall. This is a script for the big product introduction they were getting ready to put on. The victim never even had a chance to let go of it.
Oh, that was so like Busby. He held on to that script the same way he held on to life, with an iron grip, even after being crushed by a bebot.
Well, I guess he didn't hold on to life after all, but he clearly kept holding on to the script. I don't see anything unusual about this script, but I can use this paperclip. At the precinct, Chigger charges us for each one we use. Look what I can do! In my enthusiasm, I've impetuously rendered this paperclip useless as a paper clamping device. The big X on the floor is made of gaffer's tape.
That's where I was supposed to be standing for the big announcement. And poor Busby, if only I hadn't asked him to stand in for me.
Then you'd be lying here dead instead of him. How do you feel about that?
How am I supposed to feel? Well, horribly guilty, I suppose. And devastated. Simply devastated, of course.
There's no reason to disturb the X mark. It's not important. There's no reason to disturb the way the rope on that sandbag is cut proves that this bee-bot's fall was no accident. I should find some way to open the hatch and back of this thing, but I'll probably end up thorax deep in busted bits of bee-bot. I can't open the hatch with this paperclip. I guess it's not the right tool for the job. You know, no matter how many bodies I've had to scrape off of windshields, no matter how many fatal fly swatter accidents I've had to investigate, no matter how many moths I've taken to the burn unit, I never get any queasier. He's not talking. I can't open the hatch with this paper. He's not talking. Rochi, take a look at this sandbag.
I'll look later. Just tell me when you've got 4 pieces of evidence. I'm sure the sandbag is one of them. I gotta keep watching Quinby because... Just because, that's why. Leave me alone. Not you. You got that info I need. Keep talking.
Think this is evidence?
Nah. Now be quiet and let me stake out Quinby. She's so flittin' regal, ain't she? No, I didn't mean for you to be quiet. Go ahead.
Think this is evidence?
Nah. Now leave me alone. I'm checking out Quinby. It's important for me to memorize every inch of her, just in case of... something. Yeah, so you were saying, Big Mate?
You got any advice for me?
You know what to do, kid. You don't need me to spoon-feed you this stuff anymore. Chigga will want 4 pieces of evidence. You've already got that sandbag with the cut rope. So you've got 1, you need to find 3 more. And you won't do it standing around talking to me.
Seen this before?
Yes, that came crashing down at the same time that the horrible bee-bot fell and crushed poor Busby.
You don't know how that happened, do you?
Well, as I've said, I did see somebody up in the catwalks, but with the glare of the lights and all the terrible, horrible excitement, I didn't see who it was. I hate to think it was somebody out to injure me, but that's the only reasonable conclusion, isn't it?
Seems that way, yes. Do you need this script?
That was Busby's script. Take it away. I can't bear to look at it. Ouch! I'll thank you to keep your hands to yourself.
Sorry. Have you seen this?
That was one of the counterweights holding up that fallen bee-bot. I know nothing else about it.
Do you need Busby's script?
No. Perhaps it ought to be buried with him. He might have wanted it that way. Or not, I didn't really know him. Stop it! I don't like being stung. It invades my personal space.
Sorry. See this sandbag? What do you have to say about it?
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
That's a matter of opinion. I don't suppose you need this.
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
Calm down. It's just a paperclip. You need this?
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
You liked it that much? Snacks are great and everything, but I always find myself wishing the craft services table had some good macrame and beadwork items. Nothing here needs to be jabbed with an unbent paperclip. There's no point in putting the script there. This is evidence. I'm not leaving it anywhere. It's part of the snappy new Nectarola ad campaign. Considering they have a monopoly on all beverage sales in Troy, I'd say this is more of a vanity campaign than anything else. It's a cardboard cutout of a bee-bot, Honey Quinby's lovable sidekick, and the Nectarola mascot. You might find some good prints on these cushions, or at least some spare change underneath. Nothing here needs to be jabbed with an unbent paperclip. I need you to move that bee-bot for me.
Fine, whatever. What do you want me to tell him to do?
Tell it to move to the right.
Certainly! Bebot, shimmy to stage right.
They're marked extra set decorations. They've got industrial strength wrinkle concealer written on the side. They say 32-ounce Big Drip IV beverage dispensers. This rope is what's holding up part of the set. One of the uniformed officers said this was for the big finish of the television event. Apparently, after the tap-dancing bee-bots introduce Quinby, the boom lifts her up to fly above the stage, where she's joined by 2 more bee-bots, assuming their ropes hold. Sounds very magical. That's part of the set, hung from the flies. There's something glinting on it. I can't reach the set piece from here. This box is locked and bolted down. Very odd. I should find a way to open it. Maybe I can pick the lock with this paperclip. Eureka! I broke the paperclip off in the lock. Now there's no way to get that lock open. I broke the paperclip. Still, might be useful though. These are hinges. Wonder if I could push those out with something. Maybe I can push out the hinge pins with the paperclip. Perfect. I wonder why someone would go to so much trouble to hide a knife. This deserves further examination. This knife has some imprints on it. My rough guess would be that these are the marks of a stick bug. There's There's nobody standing beneath this set piece, and I need to see what that shiny object is, so bombs away! So much for this rope. Does this knife look familiar to you?
No! Do I look like I handle switchblades much?
This isn't a switchblade.
Well, whatever you call it, I've never seen it before.
Do you recognize this knife?
I certainly do not. In my position in life, I do not have much opportunity to brandish weapons.
What can you tell me about this knife, Rochi?
I'll look at it later. Just, let me know when you got enough evidence to satisfy Chigga. I figure about 4 pieces of evidence will keep them off our backs. That knife should count as 1. For now, I gotta keep an eye on Quinby. Just in case, just in case there's anyone else around here trying to do her in. Yeah, for protection. Must watch her for her own protection. What? No, not you, mate. You were saying?
You got any advice for me?
You know what to do, kid. You don't need me to spoon-feed you this stuff anymore. Chigga will want 4 pieces of evidence. You've already got that sandbag with the cut rope. You already found that knife. Clever work. So you've got 2 more to find. Keep at it, you're doing great.
Whatever I saw in this set piece must have fallen somewhere on the stage when I cut it down. I've already done enough damage to the set piece. This wasn't here before. It must be the thing I saw on the top of the set piece. This is the tip of someone's wing. Not too many flyers around anymore. It ought to be easy to narrow down the suspects. The officer outside said this was for a chorus line of B-bots that descend carrying Quinby. Maybe it's just as well the performance was cut short. Nothing here needs to be jabbed. This wouldn't happen to be one of your wingtips, would it, ma'am?
If only, Detective. I'm afraid I was never blessed with wings. Not one of the fortunate few, I suppose.
Yeah, you're a real hard luck story.
Luck is a relative thing, Detective, and I'll thank you to keep a civil proboscis in your mouth.
Does this wingtip belong to you?
I'm afraid I'm not a flyer.
What do you know about this wingtip?
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
I wouldn't know. I'm not tasting it. What do you make of this wingtip, Rochi?
I'll check it out later. let me know as soon as you got 4 pieces of evidence. That's what we'll need to keep Jigga happy. That wingtip definitely qualifies. Right now, I'm keeping my eye on Quinby, just in case she makes any funny moves. Funny, beautiful moves. No, not funny, haha. Just giving the facts, mate.
You got any advice for me?
You know what to do, kid. Jigger will want 4 pieces of evidence. You've already got that sandbag with the cut rope. You already found that knife. Clever work. You got the wingtip. Huh, very sharp eyes, kid. You've only got 1 more to find and we'll be ready to roll.
I need you to move that B-bot for me.
Fine, whatever. What do you want me to tell him to do?
Tell it to move to the left.
Okay. B-bot, shimmy to stage left.
I need you to move.
Fine.
Tell it to take a bow.
Very well. B-bot, take your curtain call.
Now's my chance.
That's a standard B-bot turnkey. They're all the same.
Yes, I see it. We are not amused.
Think this is evidence?
Nah. Now leave me alone. I'm checking out Quinby. It's important for me to memorize every inch of her, just in case of something.
Let's see if this works. Oh my gadfly! It's a histamine!
Is it safe?
It must be a dud. Otherwise it would have gone off when the B-bot hit the ground. Even so, don't anyone touch it. When we're done here, I'll have the allergen squad come and take it away. This is an important piece of evidence. It's a dud histamine, but I'm not taking any chances. I'm leaving it right there. I'm not touching that. It's not liable to go off, but let's not take foolish chances. Okay, I think I found all the evidence there is to be found.
All right, kid, let me see. Yeah, you got that knife. Those claw marks on it sure look like a stick bug's to me. You got that wingtip. That's some eagle eye you got on you, kid. Don't know if I'd have seen that. And you got that sandbag. Maybe forensics can match the knife to the cut in the rope. And you spotted that dud histamine. I only know one guy who deals with these models. Jimmy McGillicuddy. Goes by the nickname Sticks.
Don't know him.
You don't want to know him. And guess what? He's a stick bug. What are the odds, huh? Let's check him out.
Should we stop by the precinct with his evidence first?
Throw it in the trunk. Let's bug out.